And it's a bit of an issue. So people are trying to get away with too much baggage on the plane. So.
Well, to that passenger's approval, Air Canada is now strictly enforcing carry-on baggage rules. Anyone trying to stow bags that are too big will be forced to check them and pay that $25 fee. The airline says people have been trying to evade the fee by taking ever larger bags as carry-on. Will it help or hinder next time you're at the airport? Joining me now is Nina Slawek. She is a travel industry expert and president of an online travel industry network called openjaw.com. Welcome to you.
Thank you so much, Carol.
What do you make of this carry-on policy?
You know what, Carol? The airlines are in such a difficult position. They're damned if they do and they're damned if they don't. It's always the case. And these are rules that have been in place for a long time. The carrier is simply now deciding that they're going to enforce the rules. And I think for a lot of consumers, this is going to be a really welcome move. It's controversial, I know, but if you, like anybody else, have been on an aircraft recently and you're dealing with all of these people stuffing God knows what into the overhead bin, you know, going down the aisles. Above your seat, you're going to welcome this. All they're doing is enforcing what's already in place.
But is it going to create longer lineups?
Well, that's the tricky part, right? Because at check-in now, they're going to be checking your carry-on, right? Putting a tag on it. But then at security, you're going to have much less of the totes and backpacks and all the other things that people have to open. So it remains to be seen.
Okay. Is it a cash grab, as some people assert that it is?
You know, I don't think so. I really, really don't. I think there's a concerted effort by the carrier to streamline the boarding process and the disembarkation. And I think it's not just for consumers. From what I've seen about what's going on at Air Canada, there's also a real concern about the onboard staff, the flight attendants, the crew. It's a huge stressor for them to have all of these people struggling. And you've, I'm sure, seen it yourself. Sometimes, you know, people actually engage in some really unpleasant behavior because they get frustrated. And then the flight attendants have to deal with it.
You know, a lot of people say that the airline brought it on itself by charging that $25 fee. People are just trying to save a little money.
If you go back, and there's a lot of research that shows this, that if you go back over the last 10, 20 years, fares have actually not gone up. So if you calculate all the additional fees, whether it's a check-in for your seat selection or your baggage, et cetera, fares have not gone up. And fuel has. I mean, recently it's gone back down again, but fuel has. And for an airline, weight is the biggest problem. It's a huge cost factor. So they're trying to mitigate it. You know, the unbundling of all of these different fees that Air Canada started, I guess, about 7 years ago, is this a good thing or a bad thing? I'll tell you, if you talk to a financial analyst, they'll say it's a good thing because carriers are finally starting to make some money.
Okay. Are other carriers doing this?
They haven't yet. They haven't started tagging the carry-on, but certainly they do check it. I know WestJet certainly has made a statement to that effect today, that they make sure that they check the carry-on luggage to see if it's appropriately sized, et cetera. But they haven't started checking. But Air Canada has been a leader in these things, and others may follow.
All right. Do you think people will just accept it? Embrace it?
I think they have no choice.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll leave it on that fatalistic comment. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Nina, thank you. Travel industry expert Nina Slawek with me in the studio today.